Hello. It is about the middle of October, I think it's about 15th, and I'm thinking about the year ahead now. We're putting the garden to bed and there'll be nothing much happening over the winter. But come spring, there'll be all these things I wish I'd done. This year I'm determined that I will have actually done them. One of them is sowing and moving hardy annuals that will benefit my bees. I'm a beekeeper, and so I'm always thinking about nectar and pollen, especially early in the season and late in the season. There's plenty in the middle. And so what I'm looking at today is this plant just underneath me here, which is called Limnanthes Douglasii, or poached eggplant. Make sure you're getting the right one, husband. It's this one here. Okay. This is possibly the honeybee's favourite. I say that about so many things. They love borage, they love Viper's bugloss, but early in the season, this flowers kind of mid to late April, this will just be covered in honeybees, and as you can see, it seeds itself. But it pulls up really nicely. So what I want to do is encourage this into another patch of ground. And I've found that if you sow it from a seed packet in spring, you get really poor results. But if you take some of your plants that have seeded themselves and move them in the autumn, you're well away. So I'm just going to dig up a little clump there. There we go. I'm going to take it over to a patch of ground that's looking a bit bare. So this is a plot of ground that's got very little in it at the moment. I've moved some single dahlias in because they will provide pollen and nectar for later in the season. It's got some phacelia, which I threw down as seed a few weeks ago. And so we're just going to pop in some of this Limnanthes. And it couldn't be easier. So it just pulls apart. And in it goes. There we are, take one. Check you're not harbouring something else in there. There's a cheeky forget-me-not I don't really want. And pop it there. Poached eggplant is an annual, so that means it germinates, sets seed and dies all within 1 year. And I think it's a native of California. And it likes open spaces like this one. And I put it underneath all of my fruit bushes because a lot of the time that's kind of precious ground that you can't use for anything else. And the bees will really, really thank me for this. Well, if they knew how. In it goes. And we can just wait until the spring, and this will be a carpet of yellow and white flowers, and you'll be able to hear the humming. It's just amazing. In the same vein as Limnanthes is borage, so it's another complete and utter favourite of bees, honeybees, all bees, and it's a prolific self-seeder as well. But it pulls up easily, so in my book that's not a problem. So I've pulled up a couple here, and you can see they've got a really long taproot, and that can make them a little bit difficult to transplant, so you want to do it in the autumn for sure. If you try doing this in the spring, you get a fairly poor success rate. Anyway, in it goes. Try not to damage it. Pop it in. That should flower in May next year. Okay. Got a little stowaway of phacelia here. And in it goes. I love doing this. You just get this sense of being ahead of the game. Like you've got all your ducks in the row for next year.